Hello, guys. Welcome to this is week two. Yeah, this is supposed to be week two. No, this is week three. Welcome to week three of Nocode Africa training, where we get to teach Africans how to build web and mobile applications without writing any line of code. Okay, so in the past 2 weeks, we have been working on understanding how to use a platform called Adalo, and the platform basically allows people to build web and mobile applications without coding. Yes, so this training is for technical talents and startup founders who are like super interested in learning how to build MVPs for their product. They don't have capital for to hire standard software developers, software engineers to build a mobile application or a web application for their startup idea, right? So this particular training is for entrepreneurs who are like super interested in learning how to build MVPs and build MVPs for themselves if they are entrepreneurs, or if they are are startup founders, right? So, or build MVPs for their clients if they are freelancers and technical talent. Um, so I before we start like fully, we're going to have to like wait a couple of minutes to see if we can have like more people joining the session. Yeah. So we have like a few persons in the studio. So we have Purity and Trust. So the guys in the studio, please, if you can hear me, can you just like drop a comment? Like drop a comment on the comment. Oh, great. Triumph can hear me. Nice. Okay, so Triumph is texting from YouTube. Nice. Okay, so okay, great, Triumph. Thank you very much. You've been really supportive. Thank you. So so we have Tola, Corey, Trust, Purity in the studio. All right, guys. So let's just wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Triumph. Thank you very much. So let's wait for a couple of minutes, maybe just one minute. Let's see if we can have more people in the studio, and of course people watching from YouTube. Okay, so I think I will just pause for now. Let's see, wait for 2 minutes. Yeah. The mic is muted. All right, so instead of waiting too long, we're going to start with our since this session is recorded, so others that didn't really catch up at the beginning can catch up towards the end or in the middle. Let's see how it goes. All right. Okay. So all right. Today we're going to just like go straight into understanding how to build web application that's like a website, right? Website without having to code. Now there are several other platforms like there's WordPress. You can use WordPress to build a website, a web application without having to write codes, right? Yeah, web application, right? There's a little difference though, but yeah. So you can use WordPress to build websites, and you can I think there's Wix. Yeah, so there are other platforms, right? But Adalo allows you to build both web and mobile applications without coding. Yeah, all in one place. And then moreover, you can always like push your application to App Store or Play Store directly from Adalo. It's really cool, like super cool. So we're going to just like check it out how far we can go with this, right? So without wasting much time again, let's just go ahead and do it. All right, so I will share my screen like we always do. Okay, so my screen is about going live, and voila. So my screen is live. The guys in the studio, please can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, please just comment so that I will know that it's been seen, like my screen is visible. I will check the studio again in a few seconds from now. Okay, so all right, let me see the studio. Okay, so no one is saying anything, but Triumph, if you can hear me, please, if you can see my screen, just like drop a comment for me. It will really help. Okay, so let's take this off. Let's take that off. All right. So okay. So this is, let me check the studio again. All right, Triumph, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is my screen and this is how Adalo looks like. If I thought you've signed up already and then you go to the part that has to do with, you know, where you build the platform, the applications, the web application and then the mobile application. So building the web application, it's not so different from building the mobile application. It's almost the same thing. It's just that the interface differs, right? And that's just it. So since the interface differs, then maybe the technique, yeah, the technique should just differ a little bit, but it's almost the same thing. So you'll find it like it's really, if you've been following the mobile, you know, application classes, right? So you find this like really easy, right? Because it's almost the same thing as the mobile. It's just that the interface is different. So for mobile applications, we have like smaller interfaces, like smaller interactive interface, right? And then we have like a very wide interface for web applications, like what you're seeing right now. And it's a web application, like, right? So Adalo itself, the platform that allows us to create web and mobile application, it's also a web application itself, right? All right, so let's look at this. We have like a couple of projects that we have done. So I think the one that I somewhat like really excited about is the Coworker application. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, because we did some good work here, right? We did like some good work. We have like three three different dashboards. So we have admin, we have vendors, we have the which one is this? We have for the regular freelancers, right? So we called it the Coworker application. It's more like a brand we created, yeah, just for our exercises. It's really cool. All right, so so we have Coworker. Then I think we're going to go ahead and then create a web application for Coworker, right? And okay, we will start with web application for Coworker. Then we will switch a little bit, just a little bit, to building a platform called Fiverr. It's more like we'll just try to see how we can replicate an existing freelance platform called Fiverr, right? It's just for academic purpose. We're just doing it for academic purpose, right? Yeah. So let's look at it. I want us to start with these. Then from there we go to the more intense part, which is, you know, replicating Fiverr. Okay, so where do we start from? Let's first of all check out if we have okay, we have some users here. All right, so we have some users here. And these users have profile pictures. All right, and then they've listed co-working spaces. Let me just see the login details. So there is admin, there's John, there's Mary. I don't know what each of them are, but it's okay. So we have admin, John, and Mary. Those are like the basic ones. So then what else? We have a couple of workspaces. Okay, so not to worry. Let's create a web application for Coworker application, right? So let's see how it works. So what you just do is the same way we create the mobile application. We'll just come down to create new app. We'll click on it. And then we will be asked, what kind of application do you want to make? Do you want to make a native mobile application, or you want to make a desktop web application? So we will just choose desktop web this time around because that's what we want to do. So we'll click on that and then we click next. Okay, so it will ask us just like it usually asks in the previous part when we are trying to build a mobile application. It will ask us to choose a template, right? So this is a template section. So you're supposed to choose either of these templates, but just like we've always done, we will not choose any template. We will say blank, right? But now there's something we need to do here, so don't skip it. So you click on this advanced option because we don't want to create, usually, right? If a website exists and it also has a mobile application, then it should actually share the same database with an existing, with its mobile applications database, right? If it was the web that was created first, then you can, when you're trying to build a mobile application for the web app, then you should just share the database. Like, you should make them such that they can share the database, right? It shouldn't have different databases. Otherwise, someone will go to the web application and try to log in and cannot. But meanwhile, they have a, like, they've signed up on the mobile application, right? It doesn't really make sense. It's not a very good user experience. So we will say that our application will share database, right? So we just click on this advanced option. It's very, very important that you come here if you want your application to share a database with an existing application, right? So how do you want to set up your data? Create new database. This is by default. And then there's another one that says there's share database on an existing app, right? So this is the one we will choose. Then when that happens, it will ask us to choose which of the applications. So we will go for our Coworker application, and then we'll click on done. Now this one doesn't exist yet. So use external user database and authentication. It's coming soon. I think Adalo is still working on it. So we click on done, and then we pick a color, a name for our application. So we can call this Coworker Web. Beautiful. So Coworker Web. The other one was Coworker itself. So then after that, we'll just go ahead. You can pick primary colors, can pick secondary colors if you want to, but we won't waste time on that. All right, because we wouldn't pay attention on the UI. We'll just go ahead and create the application. Okay, so this is it. That's how simple it is. So now we have created a web application for Coworker, and it's called Coworker Web, right? So and meanwhile, Coworker is it's a co-working space booking application, right? It has like three kinds of users. We have the freelancers who use the platform to search for co-working spaces, and then we have the vendors who are the owners of the co-working space. So they use the application and list their co-working space on the application, right? So that freelancers can find it and book and use it. And then what is a co-working space? A co-working space is a place where freelancers go to stay and work, either because they don't have electricity at their space, or they just want a place where they can network with other freelancers. So then we have the admin itself. Admin is the owner of the business. So like the founders of the Coworker application, the Coworker business. So we have like three users now: the freelancers, the vendors, and the admin, right? So I had to explain that so that we can, like, for the new guys who might just be new right now, they can understand what we're working on right from the beginning. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and we already know the interface. We won't go ahead to explain all of this. We're just going to look at how we can build the application straight up. So now this is it. Normally, when we create when we create a new mobile application, it always gives us like startup screens, like the sign up, the login, and the the homepage, right? But this is different. It doesn't give us anything because your website doesn't necessarily need to have a login or a logout pages, right? So yeah, that's like the idea. So now we're going to go ahead and add screen. So it says that the possibilities are endless, right? So add a screen to begin creating your masterpiece. So now what do we do? How do we go ahead to start this? Now, how we're going to start this is quite simple. We're going to go ahead and say, let's click on add screen. So when we click on add screen, it tells us to name the screen. So now we're going to name the screen by, what do we do? We're going to call it, let's call this the home screen, right? Now, is that how it's called? Home screen, home screen, home screen. Uh, well, let's call it home screen then, or home. Let's just call it home. It's not home screen. Let's call it home, right? So it's the home, or we can call it landing page. Let's call it landing page. Yeah, so its screen is mostly for web applications, and we also have the pages for websites. So let's go ahead and then create let's choose any of this. We can go ahead and use blank screen, which is what I would prefer we do. We can go ahead and do this. And then another thing that we can do here is, what do we do? Okay, so we just click on this and then we click create screen. All right, so it gives us a very large screen here. This is like the standard size of a website, right? So this is like the screen, it's quite large. So this is where we'll go ahead and add things. Now, we will make some references to certain things, right? Make references to a few things that will allow us to know what to have here. So in normal applications, like the normal websites, we always have like a logo here. We have like a logo here, and then we can have like some pages written on the top part of the screen here. So let's see what we can do here. So let's bring a couple of things. Let's bring a text. Let's bring a text here, and then we will say, let's call it logo. So we will just use the text as the logo, since we also use text as logo in the main application. So here we will just go ahead and play around with the sizes here. I don't know if we use 36, will it be too large? Okay, that's large, but we will resize it with time. Maybe let's make it 26. Okay, so then from there we change this to extra bold, and then this is cool like that. So we have the logo here, right? And then the next thing we could just quickly do is we have the logo. We need some pages here, like some pages here. It's always like, we have the about us, the contact us, our terms and conditions can be at the footer, right? So we need some things here at the header. It's usually called the header. Now you can make it anyhow you want. I would like us to make it a little bit detailed, not so detailed, like just yeah. Let's see. Let me go ahead and bring in a shape, right? So let's go to simple and then bring a shape like a rectangle, right? So bring a rectangle here. It snaps, right? Actually covers this stuff, so it's okay. So we will just click on this, and then click these three dots that you see here, and then we will say arrange, say bring to front. Oh, sorry, not bring to front. Let's say arrange, send to back. Yeah, fine. So we needed to like send it back so that we can see the text that we have here. So this is it. And we can go ahead and then push this to the edge. All right. So now let's look at something. This is going to just, well, I think we can just use black and white. No, let's try to use what we had used before. So these are the branding colors. So the primary color is like green. So I will copy this hex code, right? So I'll copy this, then I will come here. I want to change the background. This is the color of this shape, right? So I want to change it to, give it this, right? It's green. Nice. It's not really a very nice color, but we'll work with that for now, just to make things obvious. So go ahead, and green is a nice color. Yeah, it is. It is. It's just not so perfect with this shade, right? But it's a beautiful color. So we have Kowoko. Then what else do we need here? We need to put some text here, like about us, contact us, uh, maybe some buttons, right? So we need something like get started, right? We need a get started button, right? Just to make it nice. We don't have a UI for this, so we'll just imagine it. And of course, while we're imagining it, we're creating it, right? So we're doers. So we say about us, right? About us. Let's give it a color. Let's give it the color here is just white, right? So font size 16. I think it's okay. If at all later on we need to change it, we will change it. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I just copied and pasted it, right? So I now have like two right now. I'm not really focusing on spacing and making things even, right? I just want us to look at the features first. So let's check out. This is going to be contact us, right? So contact us. Then what else do we need here? We need we're going to go ahead and just duplicate it again. So we have here contact us. Let's call this blog. Let's not make too many things. Let's just call it blog, right? So we have a blog there. Then just resize this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we'll bring in a button here that says get started, right? Yeah, so get started. So let's bring a button and put it here. All right, so in standard websites, you might have been seeing stuff like that. So we're just trying to like create it that way. So get started doesn't necessarily need to have an icon. So we can turn this button from that color to this color. Ooh, Nice. What a weird shit. Oh, I think this one is okay. So we're not really paying attention to the UI. Okay, so I'm not really much of a UI person, but I like beautiful UIs, right? But we're just going to manage with what we have right now. So yeah, so we have button here. So let's call this button get started. So get started. Is it get started, or what would you prefer to show your customer if I told you're the owner of the co-work application? Is it get started or book now? I think get started. So you can get them started. So we can leave it as black like that. And cool, we have this. So let's take a look at let's just continue, right? Let's continue and see how this looks like. Let's go ahead and preview and see what this looks like in the web. All right. Oh, it's cool. Really nice. Look at it. So we have Kowoko here. We have the text here. It's really nice. Don't worry about what we have here, the Adalo part, right? So it's just like normal what you will see, right? In the freemium part of Adalo. If you subscribe, you won't have these features again, right? So then this is it. It's really cool. Like this is nice. So let's see how far we can go with this. So we have created this. The next thing we're going to do is what do we do next? So we had some few things onboarding. Well, do we have to onboard them? Yes, yes, yes. So now we have let's go ahead and then use let's try to use another tab to access the previous design and see what we had there, right? We had like an onboarding page, right? We had some very simple onboarding screen. So let's go to Kowoko itself and see. Did we have? Yeah, we had something cool. It wasn't so. Yeah, it's cool. So do you own a co-working space and list it in our app to get started, right? So what we will just do now is we will go ahead and create some text here, right? We'll just go ahead and create some text here, and then what else? Then maybe we'll put a picture here, right? We'll just put a picture here, or maybe some sort of vector image, or okay, so let's try and see what we can do there. So let's bring a text first. Let's bring a text in, bring it here, and then we will say are you looking for so are you looking for um you looking for a co-working space nearest to you, all right, nearest to you. All right, so are you looking for a co-working space nearest to you? Then let's make this a little, we have to make it like really bold. Yeah, because this is like the first thing they're going to see. So let's make it 36. Yeah, quite big. And then I'll try to extend this a bit. Something like this. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. And okay, no, this is not okay. Okay, this is fine. Then we have this, then we can go ahead and say let's bring in buttons now. So we'll bring in like 2 buttons. We'll just create buttons. We'll say book now. Okay, find we can just say book now. Search, maybe search. We can say search. Then we can put an icon. We can put an icon for our search. Yeah, we can just say search like this. Nice. So we can say search, or then let's just copy this button, right? So I just did Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and then have these other parts. Let's say search, then list, list, list space. Let's call it list space. So there are like 2 buttons, right? So we have buttons for list space and buttons for search now. So what we're going to do right now is we can make these buttons a little bit different. So we have one is outline, and then we can just increase the border radius of these buttons. Maybe we make it at 10. Then what we're going to do next is we'll just increase the border radius for this particular one. Okay. So, and then what else do we need to do? Well, we can put a picture here, right? We can put a picture here. All right. So, what kind of picture? We can just find a picture and put a picture here. So, I think I'll just head straight to free pick. and I will say co-working space. And then I will just look for a picture that makes sense. Maybe this, yeah. So I am picking this picture. I will just download it. Um, okay, I hope it downloads. Come on, please download. Oh, it doesn't. All right, that didn't work. Okay, that didn't work. So, but I have another way around it. So I will go ahead and just snipe this. I just want this picture. Then what I will save it and say co-working space image. All right, so I just wanted to use that picture there. So I'll go back to the application itself. Then I will go to add component section, click on image and just bring it here, right? So yeah, we can just bring it there. Then come to image, upload, choose image source, and then go to downloads and select this picture. Okay, so I think it's gonna fit in well, right? Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna try to resize it a bit to see if it can give me what I want. So something like this. Well, you can make yours really nicer than mine, but this is it. So we have this now. Then the next thing we're going to do now is we'll go ahead and do a couple of things like what do we do? We're going to bring in some things to okay, so now we have in our database, right? So it is sharing the same database like the other application, the Kowoko itself, right? The mobile app. So we have workspaces that have been approved. So we have like two workspaces here. So we'll have to just create a lot of like we're going to create more workspaces, right? Because in standard way, like let's say when you're building an application, so if you have something like this, are you look for? Oh, come on. That's supposed to be are you looking for? All right. So are you looking for? All right. So let's put it like this. And what do we do? Okay. Let's shift it a bit like this. Okay. So, well, for me, this is not too bad. That means it's bad. It's good, actually. It's good. So I have this. Cool. But I think this button should be bigger, right? But it doesn't grow bigger. It just doesn't grow bigger. So we have this. Let's just leave this. I don't like this hand lens inside the button. Okay, so I think this is okay. So are you looking for another thing we could just do is let's bring this guy down like this, right? Then let's make these actually bigger, and it should be within the thickness of, let's say, around this, and then maybe this nearest to you, right? So let's try to bring this down, and instead of making it 36, let's call it 46. Oh, that's a lot. 40. Okay, that's big, but it's okay. All right, so I think I have what I need, around what I need. So it's okay, for real. It's okay. So we can use it like this. Okay, so maybe we try to center that a bit. Okay, so we can use it like this. Then what we're going to do now, we'll just go ahead and then add another component. The component is going to be called list. So now the list here is going to be like image list. So we will try different things and see which one really works out. So we'll click here and then bring the image list here, right? So with these now, what we can do is we can go ahead and then make it 4 columns. So this is it. It's not as big as I thought. Okay, so this is it. I'm just dragging it to make it larger. So now the idea is, are you looking for a co-working space? You're looking for a co-working space. So what do? We just want a session whereby we can show them the available co-working space, and and then we can go ahead and maybe give them buttons. They can click to book the spaces that are available. I think with that, it can be a little bit better, right? So let's see if we can do that. So there's a list header for this. This is an image list, right? So they don't have buttons, but it has search, it has text. List header, it doesn't have buttons. Ooh, that's so cool. I need something that has buttons. So I think we want to use this one. Let's see something else we can use. Now we can use normal images and put all of that, but I want us to have something from the database, something that can get something from the database, right? So let's go to list again. And then what do? We will go ahead and then find horizontal card list. Can we use this? Oh, yes. Why not? It's horizontal. So yes, we can use this horizontal card list. So if we have more detail, this is it. Just perfect. So we have horizontal card list. So can you see it? It's really cool. All right. So we have our horizontal card list like that. So what do we do with it? Now we will say this is going to be list of approved workspaces, right? Now we don't want the text to be like this. Well, we can allow it, right? Yeah, we can, but I would like us to try something else. So let's go ahead and then let's try to bring this down a little bit. Then what do we do? Okay, so what do we do? What do we do? All right, so we have these now. Let's bring this a bit here. And then okay, so let's see the properties, the different properties of the what list is this? This is called horizontal card list. Yeah, so let's go to the image options. So we have no, not that one. So let's go for bottom bar text. Let's turn it on and see what's gonna happen. So we turn this on, and then we have this. Okay, so we can use this for name of the workspace and the price. Okay, so name of the workspace, the location, right? Yeah, so we will take off what we have here, the approved workspace. We don't want that. So we want to use the title, the subtitle. Yeah, we just want it below the image, right? So where do we turn off these other ones on top? So let's go to the image overlay. Yeah, it has the text here, so we can just take it out. That's out. Then take the subtitle out. All right, so we're just taking these things off. So we just want to use both the title here and then the subtitle here. So what is the image? Okay, let's say the image option, right? Nope. Let's go to right. So title. Okay, so here the title will be, let's click the magic text. So we name of workspace. All right. So we come on, not there. Not that one. We want to go to bottom bar text. Yes. So we will say, let's take off this title and then click on the magic text and say name of workspace. Exactly. This works. Then let's reduce the, doesn't allow us to reduce the font size. Not so cool. Okay. So let's go to, the subtitle will be the price, right? Let's use the price. Okay, so we'll click on the magic text and we'll say price. Remember to put your dollar symbol in front, right? So then the next thing we will do here is below title, no. So bottom bar options, right? So let's turn on one and see what goes, what gives. All right, so we have button there. Cool. So instead of what button do we use there? We use that. Well, we can still use that here. Well, so here we'll say book now. Right, so book now. Then what do we do? The color of the text. Yeah, so the color of the text here should just be white, right? We'll use white just to, make it a little bit beautiful. I think this is not bad. So okay, this works for me. Really, it does. So book noun and book noun and book noun. Okay, so this works. So what else do we do? All right, let's take a look at it. Let's go ahead and then preview and see how our application is looking like. So don't forget, this is a web application now, like a website. Aha. Okay, it's coming up nice. It looks beautiful. Sincerely, it looks cool. So we have it here, right? So it's really cool, right? So these are the buttons. It's really cool. So but here these things look really far apart, right? So we can try to bring them a bit closer. The reason why this is looking like that is because my screen is 17 inches. It's really wide and tall. Okay, not so tall, but like really wide. So that's why it's looking that way. So let's push this a bit to the left hand side. All right. Let's give some spacing around the edges. All right. So let's push this guy a little bit close. I think that might just work. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this looked like it. So, but now this one is, not arranged properly. Aha. Let's return it and see what happens. What gives? Okay, well, let's just leave it like this for now and just keep working on the other pages. So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create something else. Like, normally for this kind of application, like what we did in Kowoko, right? We have, let me see if we have any issues here. No, we don't have. Okay, so let's see if we have, no, let me reload this. In the other application, that's the web, the mobile aspect of, Kowoko, right? We had, what did we have? We had like login details to, login platforms, the dashboard for the admin and for the vendor, and of course the freelancer, right? So the freelancer was supposed to see everything right like this, right? But they need to like log in before they see this. But we don't need them to do this. We can go ahead and have, a different dashboard for them when they have, especially the freelancers, right? So when they log in, they should see something else, right? They should be able to see, um, maybe they are booking their order details, like they just booked something, so they should see that, not necessarily the other part, how it was. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we can do with this. So we have this. Now the reason why it's not showing a lot is because we don't have a lot of workspaces. So before we go ahead and then, like, we're going to go ahead and then create login page for, let's say, login page for all the users, right? So let's go ahead and try something. All right, so I zoom out this. We will continue with this page, but let's just create another one. So we come to add screen. I need a blank screen. Yeah, I need a blank screen. So I go ahead, I call it, let's call it, let's see, hold on. So we have a form here, right? Do we have any login? Oh, there is. So let's just use the ones that we have. The ones we don't have, we try to create it. So there's a login screen here. So let's just call it login screen. Okay. That's 3 E's. So login screen. So we have login screen. So we created it, right? So we can put our app name here. We can call it Kowoko, right? Kowoko, right? So we have it there. Shift it a little bit to the center. All right. So then the next thing we can do is we can go ahead and, what else do we do? All right, so this is the login screen. Let's go ahead and create the sign up screen. Let's go to sign up and say sign up. There's no sign up. Oh, there is. It's one word. So let's call it sign up. Sign up screen. Right. So we have this. All right. So we have sign up screen. Let's just change this to sign up. Or okay, sorry. This is gonna be the name of the application. So Kowoko. All right. So what else do we do? So we have Kowoko here. Let's shift it to the center here. All right. So okay. So now this is good. Kowoko login and sign up. All right. So now if I told the login, they need to go to somewhere. So let's create a dashboard for. I want us to start with the vendor. So let's go to dashboard for vendor. So let's create a blank screen. Call it dashboard vendor. So the class will just be for 1 hour, right? So that means we basically have like 20 minutes left, 21 minutes. So dashboard for vendor. And if you can see, really, there's no, like, you don't have a lot of differences between what we did in the mobile and what we are doing in the web. So our subsequent classes will not be about, will not be so much of detailing like this, right? We will just go ahead and maybe try to solve other problems, right? So I was supposed to create a video to address certain problems that some of the students experience, but I haven't done that yet. I will. I want us to do it like in live classes, right? So everyone can learn. Okay, so dashboard for vendor. What else do we do? So we need to go ahead and let's put it here. I don't know how a dashboard should look like, but let's see. Simple. And let's bring in a rectangle here. All right, so let's just put a rectangle there. Okay, so then I'll give it a color, this green. Yeah, then I'll bring a text, right? I'll just bring a text here. I'll say dashboard. Let's call it dashboard. Yeah, dashboard. So I will use 36. 36. Then I'll use a white color for the text. Then I will use extra bold. Okay, so that's it. So I have here as my dashboard. Yeah, snap it to there. So there's dashboard here. I can have the logo here if I want to, but I'll just leave it like this. So then what else should I have here? So if you can remember, let's go back to what we have here. No, not here. Let's just close this. Login. Let's look at the what we have in the dashboard for the mobile part. So we're just gonna create the same thing without paying so much attention to the design. So we'll go to Kowoko itself. And then here in the dashboard for vendors, we just had, okay, we just have hi, the name of the vendor, create workspace, view listing, and edit profile, right? Okay, so we'll do the same thing. So let's go here. So we'll say, let's bring in a text and say, hi. I will go ahead and copy this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, just push it here. Then I will, this is going to be, I'll use a magic text, login user's full name, right? Then I'll just make it larger. Then I'll make this bold, extra bold, make this a little bit bigger. And then instead of putting the image around here, I will just put the image somewhere here, right? They can click this to do some changes in their business. Yeah, so yeah, this is it. I will go here. Oh, they already have images, right? So we can say database logged in users image. Yeah, so edit styles. Let's make this 100 by 100. Yeah, so then let's increase this rounding to the end and then just push this here. It might be really big, but I think we can use it for now. Let's scale it a bit. Let's make it 60. 60. Yeah, I think this is okay now. So this is okay, right? Yeah, this is good. Then we can push this a little bit to here, right? So hide this. So create workspace. Let's go ahead and then say, let's bring it a text. Let's just be a little bit exciting. So let's say, welcome. Uh, click the button below to start to create to list workspace, and we will bring new customers. All right, so something like this. Then I will just go ahead and then make this large, medium. Not really. So let's make these I don't know, 26. Okay, yeah, not so much of a UI person. So all right, the UI guys, please don't be offended. So here we have let's go use regular medium. Oh, that was medium, normal. Okay, so here then I will go ahead and then click on button and I will say create. All right, so it doesn't have to be so big, maybe like this. So we say create workspace. So we have create workspace, really nice. So we can just increase the border to this. All right, so create workspace. The other one was create workspace. So we can also just put another button. Just okay, let's just duplicate this. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Have a button below it that says what did we have here? It said what we had create workspace view listing. So let's say view listing. Yeah, so let's make this button to be outlined, and then we call it view listings. Yeah, so let's take this off. Okay, so view listing and create workspace. Then what else? Uh, okay. Well, do we really need to? We can do a lot of like we can make a lot of things simple for ourselves, right? So instead of view listings, right? We can go ahead and then just put something here for them to click and edit their profile. Let's see. Uh, okay. So they can view it here, then they can delete it. All right. So I'm thinking about what we can do. So what do we do? Okay, so let's go ahead and see how we can display. They can click this to take them to somewhere else. Okay, let's just do it. Can I just duplicate this screen? Control C, Control V. Nice. Yeah, I can just duplicate. So I just duplicated this screen, right? So I just duplicated the screen, so I'm creating another one. So this one is going to be called create workspace. Create workspace. You can name it what you want. Okay, so all right, so create workspace. So here I will just take off this and take off this, right? So I will just go ahead and then bring in a form there. You can choose to style it the way you want. Like it depends on the UI of your your design. You can decide to style it how you want. So we can put it here like this. Then I can take this off. And what else? So we have this. So you can click this. You can come put some sort of text here. Let's do it. All right. Maybe some random text. Lorem ipsum? No. Okay, so let's just think about it. Um, maybe some sort of information. We dedicate 70% of our revenue to ensuring to marketing in order to ensure that your listed workspaces gets booked immediately. All right, so we have this, then we can just increase the font size to maybe 26. Nice, yeah, you can have this as an information. Well, it depends on your UI, but I just wanted to I didn't want to keep this so blank. All right, so we can make it normal. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so what else do we do? Let's go ahead and say this form is going to be form for what? For workspaces. So they click here to fill workspaces, right? So let's see, this is a lot of form. That means the page is bigger. So we click on the top and then resize it like this, right? Okay, so we have this. So closing time, price, everything. So image. All right, this is good. And then so you click on this, it will take you to, so let's tap on this and say when they click on submit button, it should create workspace and then it should link them back to dashboard vendor. Okay, so we're good with that. Then the next thing we're going to do is now if this is their dashboard, there's no need creating another page where they get to see. Well, there is. You can do it that way if you want to. If you want to create another page where they get to go see what they do, right? It makes a whole lot of sense, right? And you can also use this dashboard to say maybe number of booked workspaces. You can do a whole lot of that, right? So you can put here some parameters like number of booked workspaces, earnings, and anything. So, but I will just go ahead and then bring like a list. I'll bring a list. Let's say let's go here and say horizontal list, right? Horizontal list. Um, okay, so horizontal list, right? Let's use this. Will it work? Yes, it will work. So we use it here and then drag it, and that's it. That's what we use in the other side, so we can always use it here. So horizontal list, we will take off we can decide to use what is here at the top, or we can also turn it off. I think we should just use edit and delete and let's say that can be for this. We can put a delete button here, and then we can make this to be delete, right? Yeah. So let's see. Okay. So let's go to what do we have? Image options. We have a horizontal card list, image overlay, right? So text. Okay. So we can kill the text, right? So then top right button, we can change it to delete button. Yeah, so exactly, we can put it like that. Delete button, then we can go ahead and then say lower button, bottom bar text, bottom button. So let's use this one. So here can just be edit, then we can change the text to white. Yes, we can just change the text to white, and that's it. Well, we can decide to do it like this. All right, so click on this and say this is a list of workspaces, and not just a list of workspaces, a list of workspaces. Let's do some sorting now. So let's create add custom filter workspaces where vendor's email contains logged in users email. You know, we've done this before. Logged in users email. We've done this before, right? It just allows us to have like only the workspace that is listed here will be that of the logged in user, right? So we have this now. So you can decide to style yours in different ways. So now the idea of a web application is just the area, the interactive interaction area. That's just like what the difference between a mobile application and a web application. Just the area of like interaction. So the mobile application has like a very small area for interaction, but the web application has like lots of things, like lots of spaces you can put a lot of things, right? So okay, so we have like 7 minutes before the end of today's class, right? So let's look at how to just go ahead and create the login to work, and then we assess this, and then we close for today. Okay, so let's go to the login part. So how do we work on the login this time around? You know, the login is created from scratch. So we have email and password as the fields. So they're already here. So we go to add action, right? No, let's double tap this, right? Yeah, exactly. So you go to double tap to go inside, and then what is this? A collection of collection of users, right? So what do you want the form to do? Log the user in. That's the idea. So we go to the submit button. So when you click this, it logs the user in, right? So let's add another one. Let's say take the user to dashboard of the vendor, right? Dashboard of the vendor. You know, we're going to have to do some conditions here, right? So we'll say show advance. It doesn't show all the time. It's only going to be sometimes. Then we'll now say when the vendor is true, right? So that's when the person should be taken there. So let's go ahead and then create another one. Let's call it a link to. We don't have it. So let's add another screen. Like this one now. Let's just duplicate it. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So we have it duplicated. I will just push it upward, right? So this one is going to be for our, we just want it for the admin, right? So let's say hi, full name, welcome admin, right? Like that. So we can take this off, right? So yeah. So then what else? So let's say admin, let's change this to admin dashboard. Okay, so that's it. So then we won't put anything there. It's just for us to be able to see the navigation. So here's vendor. Here is the create workspace. So we can just change this for proper convention of naming. So create workspace and done. Okay, so what else do? We can go ahead and all right. So we've done this for this. Let's create just one more. All right, let's just duplicate it. So we'll just duplicate this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. All right, let's push this down here. All right, so we'll say welcome freelancer. Freelancer. Well, I don't think they would be really excited to be called freelancers. So, but let's just use it in our application. We can change it later. So freelancer dashboard. Okay, so this works. All right, so the next thing we can just go ahead and do now is we will create okay, so fine, we have those pages now. So let's say we won't focus on sign up because we already have accounts. We will later on do that. So let's go back to the login. So I tap twice and then go back, go to submit button, add another link. This time around we're going to admin. So we'll now say show advance. We'll say not always, but sometimes, and we will say logged in user admin, right? It's true. So we're done with that. Let's create another one for freelancer dashboard. We say sometimes, show advance, sometimes. We'll come here, we say more logged in user, freelancer is true. All right. So we have done that for sign up. So let's go ahead, sorry, for login. Let's go ahead and do for sign up. So sign up. So we say this is a collection of users. So this is not for signing up. This is not for logging in. Sorry, it's for signing the user up. So this is it. We can go ahead and take up some fields. Like we can take this off, the image off, freelancer off, right? So that's it. We can go ahead and then expand this a bit. Can just expand this a little bit. All right, so that we can expand this too. All right, so we have it like this. Okay, so we have this now, and then let's just see what we can do with it. So get started, it's supposed to take us to login page, right? So we will say add action link to login page. So login screen. So and done. All right, so this is it. And then okay, so let's go ahead and preview and see what happens. So here we have, this is where we get to test our application, right? Doesn't look so cool yet, but with time it will. So let's click on book now. Okay, no, not book now. We want to click on get started. So it brings us here. This is our login screen. So yes, there was Sam, and then I can just log in. Oh, it tells me there's no Sam. Was there Sam? Okay, there was John. So sorry, John at gmail.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just copy this in case it bounces me. Okay, so this is it. It brings me here. Now, if you see how it loads, it does more of transitioning, right? Yeah, so you can change that from transition. You can change the transition type, right? You can change it. If you don't want it like this, you can change it. So everything is working. This was actually John's image. So welcome freelancer, right? We don't have a logout button, right? So let's add something like that around where. Let's I don't know. Let's bring in a button and say let's bring an icon, actually an icon. So let's just put it anywhere for now. We will switch the designs in the next class. So let's say logouts. No, come on, exit, actually. So here it is, exit. Then let's add an action, more user login. It's a logout. Add another action. It takes me to my login screen. So what I will just do is, come on, this one goes away. Okay, yeah, so I'll just copy this, and then I will go to this one, and I'll just paste it. Then go to this one, and I will just paste it. Okay, so go back and preview. Okay, so I can do get started, and no, nothing is there. So let's say John at gmail.com. All right, so login. takes me this, so I can actually get the log out. This is cool, really. It's really simple. So I can log out, then it brings me back here. Then I have to sign in with another person's, account. This is supposed to be the vendor. So Mary's a vendor, right? So to come, yeah. So I will go ahead and copy this. So yeah, just paste this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead. All right, so this is it. Nice. It's loading. All right, so it's cool. So we have hi Mary, welcome, and then we have the picture here, we have the logout button, and then we actually have the listed space that Mary actually did, right? So this is it. So I know that things are not really positioned very well, so we will try to see how we can improve on our UI a little bit. So we have a button here, for deleting. We'll just try to see how we can make it behave like the mobile application part, like what we had here. We'll try to just replicate most of the things and even add the model screen and every other thing that we have here. We'll just try to make it nice. Then I think by tomorrow we won't be focusing on like completing the Coworker application. This was just supposed to show you that it's not as difficult as you might have imagined. So it's actually very simple, because what you just need to do is what you already know, right? So it's just about the interface, right? So if you already have your designs, like I think tomorrow what we'll do is we'll pay attention to this. I will try to download these components and keep. So all right, if you can see here, we have this is Fiverr, the website. So we have the logo. I will try to just download everything here. So I'll download the pictures. I'll try to see how I can download them. Then we can just go ahead and recreate this landing page like the way it is. We just go ahead and recreate it. I'll try to get these pictures. Let's see if I can get them. Then we will just do it, and it's purely for academic purpose. We're not trying to clone anything here, just for academic purpose. All right, so we'll try to put a video too, right? Then I'll try to get all these different icons, and then we will try to play around with it. And then I think this is an image, so I'll get that too. Then we'll just try to replicate this with Adalo and see what we can get. And it will be dynamic. That means you can actually click on it and it will take you to another page that looks like a page you would see. So if you click on this, you should see something like this. We might not go this far tomorrow, but we'll try to complete it before the week ends. All right, so that's like it. So let's call it an end, right? So this is going to be like the end of today's class. This class was just supposed to be like an introduction to how to build web application using Adalo. From what you've seen, it's actually really simple. It's not difficult at all. Yeah, it's just more like you've already done it on you've already learned how to use the features on Adalo for mobile application development. So this one is just about the interface, right? So today's class was just to introduce you to how it looks like, so it's not really so difficult. But you shouldn't miss tomorrow's on, right? Because tomorrow we will just try to like interpret like an existing platform already, like the Fiverr application that we saw. So we'll try to like replicate it and then get it like really working. So that's it for tonight. And I don't know whether this time frame really works, because we have like a very few number of people coming online for the class. So well, we might consider shifting it again, but let's just see. We'll try to see what we can do. All right, so thank you very much for coming to today's class, and then we'll get to see tomorrow. We'll get to see tomorrow. Don't forget what we're working on. We'll be working on replicating Fiverr. Yeah, just the homepage, just the homepage, and it's purely for academic purpose. We're not cloning Fiverr. We're just doing it for academic purpose, right? And then we'll see how to implement some extra features on that. All right, thank you very much, guys, for coming to the training today, and see you tomorrow. Please just click on the subscribe button if you have not done that already, and like the video if this was really educational for you. And thank you very much. See you tomorrow.